All right, hey Dynamic Runners, Corey Chris coming to you from the office where I have been working away on the training plans to support the next challenge coming up, which is the distance challenge. Now, it's actually more focused on training consistency and balance, and it's more about a personal challenge, trying to up your personal training volume than it is really about competing against everyone else out there trying to log the biggest miles possible, because we all know what happens when you do too much too soon. Usually ends in a bad result, which either you end up with an injury, overtraining, puts you onto the sidelines, and then you're back to square one again. So I'm getting excited, smashing my mic. So the whole idea here, hopefully you can use these training plans as a guide to keep you consistent, to balance out your training, to set a really good base, and set you up for success for some really good training coming up this fall. So digging into the training plans, there's a few things that I want to go over. First, I want to talk about how to select the right training plan for you. Then I'll go over what actually makes up the training plan, so what you can look forward to each week in terms of workouts, and then how it will progress from week over week as you move through the 4-week program. So first and most important thing is choosing the right training plan. It's really important that you pick the plan that matches best up with the volume that you're currently doing. So looking at your running volume, and I will say by time is a much better variable to use than distance, because there's so many other variables that can impact how far you can run. Obviously, everyone runs at a different pace, and that can be determined by terrain, by wind, inside, outside. So lots of different things that can play with there, but if you look at your average time spent running, you can use that as a good guide to, again, pick the right training plan for you. There are 3 options: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and it's really more based on running volume that you've been doing than it is on skill level. So you may have a lot of experience running, but you haven't been doing a lot of it. The beginner plan's still going to be best for you. In terms of the workouts, they are all very consistent from plan to plan. It again is based on current volume. So if you look at how many hours you are running now per week, and you can match that up, for example, I'm looking at the intermediate plan right now. We have 5 hours and 15 minutes of run time. If you're around that, the intermediate would be perfect for you. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is there are a few optional runs in the week. So we have an optional run on Wednesday and Friday. Obviously, if the training volume is too high, you don't need to do those workouts. And on the flip side, if it's too low, obviously you can do both of the optional workouts, and you are more than welcome to add in additional runs as you like. So really, you could look at the lowest volume in the intermediate plan as being 5 hours and 15 minutes minus, I guess, 2 40-minute workouts, which would equate to an hour and 20. So we're down into the high 3s. Anyway, so there's a little bit of variability there. Also, if you get into a training plan and it's either too hard or too easy, you're more than welcome to scrap that one and just download another plan that might be better suited for you. So lots of flexibility there. Moving on to the makeup of the week, we have 3 different types of workouts that you're going to hit, again, to achieve that balance. Not just all about running, but of course in the dynamic family, it's all about doing those little things as well. So you will have runs, and within the runs, the majority of it is going to be in the lower intensity end. So the low aerobic zone 2 work. There's a little bit of tempo in there, so you can get going a little bit. That being said, if you have a really good day and you just want to run a little harder, of course, I'm not going to discourage you. Just be careful. It will add on a little more training stress, and it could compromise, say, your long endurance run that's coming up on the weekend. And right now, it's all about duration than it is about intensity. There is some technique workouts in there. The main focus is going to be on your stride frequency or your running cadence or foot speed. So basically how fast you can turn those legs over. Also incredibly important in terms of not only running speed, but injury prevention. Usually the faster cadence, you're going to have a little less vertical oscillation, a little less ground contact time, and that should provide a little less impact stress on the body as you continue to up the running volume. So you're going to see a little bit of that in there for that purpose. The other two workouts you're going to see are the dynamic strength workouts and dynamic flexibility and mobility workouts. The strength workouts right now I have in there 3 times a week, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That being said, you're more than welcome to move those around. If you are on the Premium Training Peaks membership, you can drag and drop the workouts to any day to suit your schedule, and I highly encourage you, once you go in, download the plan. If it doesn't fit your personal schedule, drag and drop it, make it work for you, and then you're all set to go. If you can't get 3 strength in a week, that's okay. Do whatever you can, but trust me, the strength is really important to set that strong foundation, again, which you're going to be able to build on your future training as we head throughout the fall. The other program, obviously, is the flexibility and mobility. Right now, that's set for every single day. If you can't fit all that in, because, again, it's just too much time in the day, do your best to do something. Something is always better than nothing. So if you finish a run, 5-10 minutes of stretching, again, will go a long way. If you can do the entire routine, great. And basically just do as much as you can, because, again, those little things will pay dividends, not only for injury prevention, but it's going to help you move better as well. So performance improvements, it has an impact on that side as well. The other thing with the dynamic programming, if you're currently doing it, feel free to continue on where you are. So if you are doing a strength program at the moment or the stretch and mobility and you are months down the road, just keep going and don't feel you need to reset and follow the plan back at month number 1. But if you're just getting started or kind of fell off the plan or just need that little kick in the pants to get going again, feel free. You can plug right in and away you go. So that is what the week looks like. There is a recovery day on the Sunday. You can either take that off. You could also do some cross-training activities if you want to do any cycling or swimming or paddling or whatever floats your boat. Really great day to recharge, not only physically, but mentally as well. Family time. Get the chores done, the housework, all the stuff you've been putting off all week because you've been training. Again, lots of different options. And again, you can move that to any day of the week that best suits you. Or if you just want to do a nice dynamic stretch and mobility routine, perfect. So the training volume will progress from week to week. The first week's going to be the easiest, and it will build all the way to week number 4. So again, the intermediate plan will start at 5:15 in terms of running. The dynamic side of things stays fairly consistent, so you're really seeing an increase in running volume, which is why you see the durations increase and the training stress increase. So from there, from the 5:15 and the intermediate plan, it jumps up to 5:44, so a little bit more running time. The training stress jumps up to 4:45. The third week, we're up to 6 hours and 25 minutes of running with a training stress of 492, so just under 500. And then we finish off topping out the volume at 635, and the total training stress is 485. So, again, it will each plan will continue that building. There may be some discrepancies based on the training stresses with the dynamic programs, but again, you should see that progress. That being said, one last tip is always listen to your body. Your body is going to always be in charge, as motivated as you want to be and as perfect as you want to execute the training plan. You need to have that flexibility in there. If you are overly tired, it's best to either move workouts around or skip, especially those optional workouts. And vice versa, if you're feeling good and you want to add in some extra, then please go ahead and do that. So listen closely to your body. Train as smart and consistent as possible. Fit in as many of those little things, stretching, mobility, strength work as you can. And I guarantee you by the end of the 4 weeks, you're really going to be set up well for a successful fall training schedule, which we'll continue to build upon. So happy training, and we will see you at the end of the 4-week program. Take care.